slight domestic rivalry in the last couple of years with his compatriot, and indeed several compatriots. The event is so strong in Germany. Danny Ecker, of course, their best of last year. But Michael Stoller, also a 580+ jumper. So we go to the long jump. Vaszi now, the local girl. That looks better. That's out beyond 650. Certainly more impressive. She is the world leader at the moment with 682, as I said. Won in Chemnitz 6 days ago, and perfect on the board. Now, back to the vault. They're really cracking through this. Bajula again at 572. No. His first effort was no better either, but he's a 592 vaulter. He cleared that outdoors back in 1991. Indeed, he is the ex-World Junior record holder. And of course, it was in the Tokyo World Championships outdoors in 1991 that he took the silver medal behind Sergei Bubka. That, of course, was the third of Bubka's titles. Since then, he's added titles in 93, 95, 97. And he is in the stadium, by the way. You saw him earlier being introduced to the crowd, but he's in a whistle and flute. That's a suit to the non-Cockneys amongst you. Looking very smart, but I'm sure he'd prefer to be out there battling it out with these guys. Lineup for the men's 60 meters second race, and as you can see, Jason Livingston in this one. Livingston, of course, a young man who's battled himself back into very, very good shape indeed. There he is, sporting that new blonde hairstyle. 27 years old now, Livingston. He's come through a great deal, as we see number 12, Markoulides, the European indoor silver medalist last March, over 200 meters. That was the first ever Cypriot medal in the European indoors. Cheval of France is over in lane 1. Markoulides is in 2 for Cyprus. Then Livingston in 3. In good form, 6:59 for second place in the 3A championships last weekend. Gyulai of Hungary is in 4, 6:58 his personal best, so he's no slouch. Kaysen, the former world record holder, starts in lane 5, and then Nemeth of Hungary is in lane 6. But Livingston out of the blocks, very, very quick indeed, as usual, being chased down here by Gyulai. And what a run it was from him. He's taken some great scalps there. 6:59 for Miklos Gyulai. Of course, the son of the IAAF secretary, Istvan Gyulai. And just 1/100th of a second of his personal best there. Now, Livingston with the blonde hair got a fantastic start, and I thought was well away, but he stayed low, did Gyulai. Chased down his man. Kaysen, of course, nearest the camera in yellow, is a shadow of his former self. And that is superb sprinting by Miklos Gyulai. He's only a semi-finalist at the Europeans last summer outdoors, over 100 meters. Didn't even make the final, but here he's handing one of Europe's best men indeed, a man who's running almost as well as anybody in the world, defeat. But Jason Livingston must be so pleased to be back in the thicket after the traumas of the last few years for him. He's had to wait out a 4-year ban between 1992 and 1996, Jason Livingston. He's a private investigator now. And I guess he'll be going back and investigating how to find those extra few inches to defeat men like this, because that was a sterling performance from Gyulai. 28 years old. I said before the gun that he's not to be underrated. And really, I think I'd be more pleased with beating Livingston there than with Andre Kaysen. Former world indoor champion Kaysen, but that was in 1991, and you're looking at fully 8 years ago. Fastest in the world this year, incidentally, of course, almost inevitably by another American, Maurice Green. Ran 6:46 just a few days ago. Maurice Green is saying he thinks he's capable of getting down to below 6:40 this winter. Livingston there dangerously close to running out of his lane, but it didn't impede Gyulai, and anyway, the Hungarian won. But if Gyulai ran 6:59, I would have thought, although it was impossible to see from the side-on view we got, that Livingston's run something like 6:60, and that does imply great consistency from Livingston, just building into his best racing form. He'll be pleased with that, although of course only one Briton has been selected for the European indoors so far. They are very, very steep indeed, and it does seem strange that the IAAF have really made those standards so high for television purposes, I think, so that the fields don't get too large, when in actual fact, of course, the World Indoor Championships has always been the breeding ground, the development opportunity for world-class athletes to really emerge into the limelight, and they should be encouraging athletes to go to that one, not discouraging them. Qualifying standards very, very steep indeed, and I do agree with Joe Wise in this particular situation. The secondary or outdoor standard at those World Indoors for qualifying for the privilege, if you like, of competing there is 6 meters 70, and that's equal to the British record indoors. Quite bizarre. The actual qualifying mark, if the A qualifying mark, if you like, is 6:80.